Well, welcome to this joint ValueMed and UK drug testing information video. In this video we are going to cover the subject of faint drug test results and what they indicate. In front of you is a selection of our best-selling drug test cups. These are multi-drug screening cups and are used widely in industry and workplace testing. The design varies slightly, but the tests are very similar. Having said that, it is important to note that the sensitivity or cutoff levels for different drug tests can be specified by the manufacturer, and they may not be all identical across different brands. So the first point to note in this video is that the test lines formed may be very different from product to product within a range, and certainly between different products or brands. Now let's show you some of these test results to indicate what we are discussing here. Let's take this example. We've got control lines across all the membranes that have been run on this test, but just look at the difference in colour density, saturation and thickness. Example here is between the T3 and the control line, or the T3 and the T2 line for this test. Very different colour densities and saturations. The important thing to note here is that if any test line is showing at the correct read time for that test, and there is a clear control line at the same read time, then the test has to be interpreted as a clear and absolute negative result. Now that's important. Some people may try and infer from a very faint or partial test line that the drug in the urine is just at or around the cutoff level for that drug test. This cannot be inferred from a faint or partial or very thin test line. The test line works just as a negative binding technology should. If there is insufficient drug to bind at the test line, then no dye should form at all at the test line zone. These results are more consistent, but still there is variation between the THC line, which is notoriously thinner and fainter than comparable other drug tests. Just compare it to the ketamine test result to its left. Maybe half as dark and a little thinner. Another example here. Again, almost all the test lines are thinner or fainter than the comparable C lines. That is of no significance whatsoever. All test lines, thin, faint or partial, in the presence of a control line, are an absolute negative for the drug group tested, and the interpretation must be on that grounds. So I hope we've clarified that for you. You can't draw any useful information from the thinness, thickness or colour density of a test line on a drug test. I know these examples are for urine tests, but the same goes for saliva lateral flow drug tests as well. Thanks for watching.